What's up, guys? Welcome again to another episode of Behind My Project. Today we're going to be focusing on podcasts. So we're not going to talk about how to upload your podcast to iTunes, how to start an account and all that crazy stuff. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to teach you guys the technical aspect of how to put the podcast together, specifically doing a podcast with more than 2 people on it. A lot of us use the h4n. The limitation with the h4n is it only has 2 inputs, meaning we could only record 2 microphones in at the same time. If I'm doing a podcast where I have to use more than 2 microphones, then I'm gonna need something else. That's what we're gonna talk about today. First off, we're gonna need a mixer. So what kind of mixer? For budget purposes, I brought out the Behringer. Now the Behringer is priced under $100 right now. The Behringer has 4 XLR inputs and up to 12 1/4-inch inputs. You're also gonna need some sort of headphone amplifier. The people that are on the podcast, for the most part, are gonna wanna use headphones, or you're gonna want them to use headphones to be able to hear each other, depending on how far they are from one another. The Behringer I have here is a HA8000. It's priced very reasonable at about $150 right now. Last but not least, you're gonna need some microphones. Now, I wouldn't recommend holding microphones because the person's hand and the cable moving is gonna create noise, and it's gonna basically mess up your audio. So in order to get the person's hand off of the mic, we're gonna want some table stands. Table stands are priced under 15 bucks right now. You can go ahead and pick yourself up some of these, make your sound a lot better. And also another little thing, get some windscreens or some pop filters. So the mixer's powered up now, and we're gonna go ahead and connect the microphone to channel 1. Now we can go ahead and act like we have 4. I'm not gonna go ahead and plug in 4, but we can act like we're gonna plug in all 4. The mixer has specific controllers. Each controller here does something very unique. These are called the EQs. We have a high, mid, and low. We also have an effects, which we're not going to be using, so we can go ahead and turn those down. We have a pan, left to right. Always leave that right smack in the middle because we're recording mono. And here are the volume knobs. Now we're going to go ahead and take a 1/4-inch stereo adapter out of the main left and main right. Okay, so this is the back of the HA8000, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna connect the left out of the mixer, and I'm gonna connect it straight to the left in of my headphone amp. So now that the mixer left is connected to the preamp, we're gonna take the mixer right and connect it to the h4n. All right, so now the h4n is connected. We're gonna record enable. When we record enable, we're gonna see that only one channel is working, and that's the left channel. Why? Because we only plugged in on the left. We wanna make sure that it's gonna be coming in through mono. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into my menu. Now in my menu, I'm gonna scroll down to input, and I'm gonna look for mono mix. There's my mono mix. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on and hit my menu to go back, again, hit record. And there it is. Now we're in mono mode. Now, some people get confused and they think it's recording because the light is blinking. And if you started your podcast and recorded with the light blinking as so, and none of the numbers are moving, guys, you're not recording. So in order to record, you need to hit the play button or the record button. Again, the numbers move, it's moving, it's recording, we're good to go. So whenever you're completed, stop, and it'll save and move on to the next track. Now the issue with recording straight out of the stereo is that whatever your mix is on these levels, that's what the mix is gonna be on the recording. There's no other way to change it after you recorded it because it's already recorded. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna monitor these levels throughout my entire podcast, and I'm gonna make sure no one's louder than anyone else. To avoid this issue, you can upgrade your h4n to R16. The R16 is going to offer you 8 channel inputs, recording all simultaneously in independent tracks, where you can control their volume independently after you've recorded. I do, however, prefer to use the R16 when I'm using more than 2 channels. So let's not forget about a headphone amp. After we connect our headphones, to make sure we have our mono enabled. That way we can hear out of both sides. All right, and here's the volume level for your headphones, and each person's going to want it according to whatever their ear sensitivity is at, so just be conscious of that. So now that you have all of this connected, you're ready to go and record your first podcast. All right, guys, so that about sums it up. It looks like you guys have all the information to put together these cool podcasts now, so I encourage you to go ahead and do it. If you guys need any more information, on the description below, we added the links for all the equipment we showed you here today. And if you guys have any more questions, feel free to comment down below and I'll respond as quickly as possible. Thanks again for watching Behind My Project, and I'll see you guys soon.